On one Sunday afternoon, Macy and Lily decided to go hiking in some hills about an hour away. It wasn't too difficult of a hike, so they reached the top without any problems. After resting for a bit, they decided to head back down. They had been walking for maybe 10 minutes, and Macy started complaining and wanted to walk down the side of the road instead of the rough hiking trail. Lily conceded, but not even after 5 minutes, a truck pulled up next to them. It was red and rusty. The guy driving rolled down the window and greeted them, asking if they needed a ride. Macy thought he looked charming and even cute. Lily was hesitant, but despite her better judgment, Macy convinced her to get in the trunk since it must only be a 10-minute drive down to the car, tops. The two girls opened the passenger's door to this rusty old thing, and the guy directed them behind the seat to get into the back. They settled in, and the truck started rumbling forwards. The backseat was clean enough, but there was a rope on the floor behind the driver's seat and 4 boxes of saran wrap half hanging out from under the passenger seat. It seemed creepy and weird, but Lily didn't want to freak Macy out, so she just kept her mouth shut. After 10 minutes, the woods didn't look any clearer, and they hadn't seen another car the whole time. Lily asked how long he thought it would be. He said he was taking a different route down the hill and had to stop somewhere to get something first. Several minutes after, they reached the tiny log cabin. There was an old stump where somebody had been chopping wood, and a huge axe was stuck into the log. Lily was definitely on red alert now. The guy turned off the truck and slipped out of it, saying, "I'll be right back, so don't get out, okay?" Lily tried to talk to Macy about how she was incredibly uncomfortable, but she mostly dismissed it. She started begging, increasingly freaked out, and finally put her foot down, demanding Macy to exit the truck with her. The house was around 50 yards in front of them, and they wandered around looking at it hesitantly. All of a sudden, Macy thought if this guy really was decent and was just trying to give us a ride, it would be super rude to just run off, right? She actually started to head back into the truck, opening the front door to climb in behind the driver's seat. Lily was pissed off and started yelling at Macy, telling her to not get in the car. But when she opened the door, she saw it. On the driver's side floor, half hidden under the seat, there was a big hatchet. It had dried red-brown stains covering the blade and stuck to the floor under it. Lily understandably lost her mind seeing it, and Macy started getting hysterical. They decided that leaving was by far the best option at this point and ran quickly into the trees. In panic, they went around in the trees for a little while until Lily was fairly confident that they were on their way back down the hill. When they finally got down to the bottom and saw the old wooden fence that surrounded the original parking area, they were relieved. But as they got closer, they saw it. The truck was parked on the other side of the Gravely makeshift lot, just sitting there facing the other way innocently. They couldn't see if anyone was in it, and of course Macy wanted to run for the car, but Lily was super hesitant. This took place when there were no cell phones and there was no ranger station or anyone around. The parking lot was big and empty and open, and who knows what would have happened if they decided to stroll across it. Thankfully, Lily convinced Macy to relax, and the two hunkered down against a big tree, hidden in the bushes. Waited it out for what seemed to be a couple of hours when dark started to fall. She was just planning their dash to the car when they heard a clunk. They watched as one of the back doors of their car swung open, and the bearded guy slid his way out of the back seat. He got out the car, shut the door, looking around the surrounding woods for several moments, and then walked back to his truck. Several minutes after watching him drive away, they sprinted to their car as fast as they could, jumped in, and peeled out before they had even shut the doors.
Extinction is the